everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United as we prepare to embark on our sixth season as manager of the club. Now, if you didn't watch last episode, you will have seen that we missed out on the title, finishing second, but we did guarantee Champions League football. So this episode is all about the transfers, and then we'll kick off the season with the first match, as is tradition in this series. Now, you might be able to see straight away there's already been some business done. We haven't kicked off even the first match of pre-season, but we've brought in some very good players and unfortunately let go some very good players too. The biggest one being Christian Pulisic, who has left us. He's been with us since the first season. We signed him for £25 million and he's gone for £52 million, and that could rise to £64 million. Now, he is a very good player. I wasn't sure if I wanted to let him go, but his average rating actually wasn't that incredible over the seasons he was with us, and he does also have his injury problems. Now, he was very, very good last season, which is why this bid came in. But given the tight transfer budget that we were offered at the start of the season, I thought it'd be good to bring him in, and I'd already lined up a very good replacement for him. And that is Joaquin Correa. I think if you've been playing Football Manager for a while, you'll be familiar with Correa, and he is a very good player. He can play on the left or in the centre. I'm very happy with him, and we got him for just £11 million, so he turned what could be a £50 million profit on Pulisic. He didn't have the best time after signing for Man City, but when he was at Sevilla, he was quite good, and I think just as Leroy Mane, we will be able to get the best out of him with him on the left and Mane on the right. Another player who's gone is Joel Campbell. He's left for £19.75 million, so we managed to make a profit on him. He was now 29 years old, getting to that 30 mark. He also just wasn't that great on the right-hand side of midfield, especially now that we've got Leroy Sané. Vasquez can also do that job on the right, and I prefer Vasquez to Campbell at the moment. He had a few very good seasons for us, but last season he was very much off the boil, wasn't getting into the team, and I even brought in Sané to replace him. So that was a spontaneous offer. I didn't even have to transfer list him. We could get up to £25 million for him, which would be very good. And the final one is Jamal Lascelles. Now, he's been our club captain since the very first day, 5 seasons with us, with me as manager. Played a lot of games, but that number was declining, and last season he only played 9 matches, and that was only because I felt sorry for him. So I thought it was time to let him go. He's gone for £8.25 million, a bit of extra cash in the budget, and it means that some other players can come into the centre of defence. Now, the other players we've signed, Lewis Cook might grab your attention, our former player. He has got just as much potential as he had when he left. He was a 3-star player with 4-star potential when we let him go for £32 million. We've managed to bring him back for just £21 million, so he cleared £10 million in the seasons that he was away. He never really played for Chelsea that much, and I've been hunting him for the last 2 years, knowing that he hasn't been playing games. He finally kicked up a fuss, and we've managed to bring him back. It's good because he'll fit in the squad registration limits, and it also gives us an extra English player in the team. We also brought in Kutroviak on a free transfer. He's a good player. He's 31 years old. We'll only get 1 or 2 seasons out of him. And I brought him in before I signed Lewis Cook, so I'm not sure how much Kutroviak will play, as Lewis Cook can play in defensive midfield, and we still have Witsel. Lucas Silva's also still at the club, but I think I'm going to shift Lucas Silva on. And the final signing is probably the biggest one for the long term, and that is Z Gomez from Benfica. I think we signed him. And he has got some very impressive stats, especially up top. He is a perfect complete forward, which is exactly what I've been waiting for. And a lot of you have been calling for the next Alan Shearer. I think this could be him. He's 22 years old. We could get a decade out of him. And with stats like this, you can only expect great things. Now, he's only 3-star current ability, but he's got 4-star potential. I think he'll be as good as Divock Origi. He's had very good goal-scoring seasons. He was on loan at Udinese in Serie A and got 22 in 35 in the league there. Last season he was on loan for a short time at Schalke and got 11 in 14. So that is not bad going whatsoever, and I think that he will do very well. I'll be looking to switch him around with Divock Origi up front. Now, there are still some transfers to be made. This season is still quite away from kicking off. These are the pre-season friendlies that I set up. Not too many. I don't want to pack out the schedule and get people tired. I just want to win a few matches and get the morale up, and then we can kick off the league season. So I'm going to jump ahead to that first match of the season. I'll see you there, and then we'll finish off the transfer business and play our first game. We are now finished with pre-season, and as you can see, we won 4 of the 5 games. A disappointing draw with Seattle Sounders, but we managed to keep clean sheets in every single match, which sets us up quite well for the league season. We've got a good run of 3 games before the big matches come against City, Liverpool and Arsenal. We finally don't have to play any European qualification legs. We'll jump straight in at the group stage after finishing second last season. So in pretty good shape. Hopefully we can get 9 points on the board early on. We start with a match against Middlesbrough at the Riverside, which is a nice northeast derby. In terms of transfers, since the last round, there has been quite a few. Players going out include Germain for £4.1 million. He did well as a backup player last season, got 7 in 13, 11 in 22 overall. £4.1 million to Liverpool. That's because we brought in a couple of strikers. Lucas Silva, the big one to go. We lost him for £7.5 million, more than double the amount we paid for him. He had a few good seasons to begin with, was one of our better players, and then his rating just kind of dropped down. He's one of those solid 7.0 players, but really at this point we need 7.3, 7.4 players. Everybody else were just young players going out now. Players that we brought in Admiral Musqui from a relegated Leicester for just £1.9 million. He's just a nice third option player. He'll be a good backup if we do have an injury crisis. Gabriel Jesus was a very good player to bring in. He's been with Manchester City for the last few years, and you'll notice he's gone out on loan immediately. Unfortunately, he can't play in the Premier League because he can't qualify for a work permit. Now, he's a very good player, so I just had to let him go out on loan to whoever would take him. But in the worst case, if he still can't get a work permit, he's worth £30.5 million. There's no way I couldn't bring him in. We'll just sell him. And then there's Adam Phillips, who's a good English midfielder that we've brought in from Leicester. Leicester getting relegated was quite helpful for us in it being able to raid the club. He's cost us £22.5 million. They signed him from Derby for 11 just last season. But he's a player that has got a lot of potential. He can also play anywhere in the central or defensive midfield positions. It says 3.5. I think it's close to 4. He's a very good player. We are a bit packed in midfield, so I'm going to let the season kick off. And as players get a little bit grumpy about not playing, I will kick 1 or 2 out. And I'm looking at Kotroviak and Wijnaldum, possibly Vilhena if a club comes in for him before the end of the transfer window. But those are the transfers. I'm not expecting to make any more. It's more about players going out at this point. I am very happy with the balance of the team. As you can see, it's quite a big squad, as it was at the start of last season. I'm hoping that will sort itself out as we go. But we're looking very strong in just about every single position now. The defence hasn't changed for a couple of years. It's been very solid. I would like to bring in another good central defensive player, but there's not really one available at the moment for the kind of money I'd want to spend. Midfield is pretty much perfect. Troviak getting the nod in defensive midfield for his debut. And then up top, we've got Correa making his debut on the left. Sane has made the right wing position his own. And Divock Origi leads the line with Z Gomez on the bench, ready to come on and make his debut. Kovacic finds Melagoni in a good area. He can't pick out Babarama on the left flank. Garrett clears the ball away. And Victor Fisher puts it over the top for Velios, who's got into the box. Pulls it across. Jordan Rose shot blocked. And Knockhart's effort is saved. Great save for Murray. Divock Origi across to Kovacic in a good area. His strike falls to Sane, who lashes it in on his weaker left foot. First goal of the season for us, and we're ahead away from home. Jordan Rhodes plays the ball over brilliantly to Victor Fisher, and Callum Chambers has bundled into him, and Middlesbrough have the chance to equalise from the penalty spot. Upsets Jordan Rhodes, and he does score. We've been pegged back with 25 minutes to go. Lewis Cook, on for his debut, finds Kovacic. He's trying to pick out Sane. Here's Chambers, who does find Sane. He's cutting inside, loses it to Darun, and Jordan Rhodes won't be in here. He is, and Rhodes is saved by Murray. Well, we absolutely threw bodies forward towards the end, but it's made absolutely no difference. Middlesbrough were very good in that second half. and we failed to win what should be a very winnable game for us. We're now on just 1 point. Instead of getting 3 from the kickoff, it's a little bit disappointing that we couldn't break Middlesbrough down. We had a lot of chances in the first half, but they were definitely the better team in the second. And that clumsy tackle from Callum Chambers has given them a point that we shouldn't have let them have. Not the best start to the new season, but it is very early on. It's not the end of the world getting a draw away from home. We get to play Southampton at home in a week's time. That will be the kickoff for our second episode. So if you've enjoyed our transfer business this season, you're happy with what we've done, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already so you can see the next few seasons and how we progress this time round. But until next time, see ya!